Hi everybody, I'm Sarita, your one and only sci-fi diva. All right, it's been a while because I've been really indecisive about what show I want to talk about or what shows I want to talk about. So I figured out the shows. We're going to talk Legacies, season 1, finale episode, and some of the characters I really like and some of the pet peeves I have about the show. And we're going to talk about Roswell, some of the characters I really like, and some of my pet peeves about that show as well. All right, let's go jump into it. Don't want to keep you waiting. All right, so Legacies. First, let's talk about Josie and Lizzie. All right, Josie and Lizzie. Josie and Lizzie are twin sisters, and they are called Gemini witches. All right. Now, at the age of 22 or 21, they have to do this whole big battle. They have to battle each other for what's called and then they merge. Basically, one of them dies and is absorbed by the other. Now, obviously, for the parents of those, they're not happy about that. So one parent, Caroline, who we haven't seen yet on Legacies, she's off allegedly trying to find a cure, and their dad's trying to keep the two girls just from the normal twin stuff because they both have recently just found out they have to kill each other, basically, or one has to die. So they're trying to get a grip on reality from that. So that's interesting. And so a lot of times this has the audience, I think, split. Okay, if this comes down to and they do have to battle each other, which sister do you want to live? Do you want it to be Lizzie or do you want it to be Josie? Well, it was easy for me to come to that decision. I'm team Lizzie all the way. Why? Lizzie kind of reminds me of Caroline. And Caroline had the most epic character growth, in my opinion, on Vampire Diaries. Started off as really selfish, spoiled, I'm prom queen, I'm this, and then she got turned into a vampire. And I think that really helped her become a better person because the world no longer was kind of like black and white. It was definitely shades of gray. And she had to learn that people hate her. Whereas before, she's this perfect girl. So who was hating her? And now it's like, dang, I'm jacked up. I'm evil for those who think vampires are evil. So anyway, so Lizzie kind of reminds me of how Caroline was. And her character, even over season 1, is getting better and better and better. And we kind of see why. We never knew why she had this whole resentment against Hope Michelson, who's the daughter of Klaus. We never knew why she had this resentment. And it turns out it's because of Josie, Lizzie's sister. Maybe this is one of the reasons why I want her to absorb Josie if they have to go head to head either, is because Josie basically lied to Lizzie, her sister, about Hope talking trash on her, essentially. And they've been beefing ever since. Or Lizzie's been beefing with Hope. Hope's been just like, child, what is your problem? Is this because your daddy spends time with me? When it was so much deeper than that. So anyway, so that's interesting. And Josie's the type of character or the type of person they portray in the show that she's everything her sister is, except she hides it. So her sister's selfish. So is Josie, but she just hides it and shows it in a different way. Her sister's insecure. Well, so is Josie. And she just hides it and shows it in a different way. So I'm all about what you see is what you get. I don't like people to pretend to be one thing on the face of things and then another thing when you turn around. Exactly. All right. Hope. Hope is the daughter of Klaus, who is a vampire, half werewolf, right? And, or is he half No. Yeah, he's half vampire, half werewolf. And I think he's some type of, his mom's a witch or something. Anyway, and his wife was a werewolf too, Haley. Anyway, but for some reason, she's both witch, vampire, and werewolf. We've got to do a DNA situation there. Anyway, Hope is the main character of the show. The show revolves around her. She basically kicks butt. She kicks butt all day and takes names later. She is the true G on that show. True OG. True gangsta on the show, for real. The problem is, we don't have a man for Hope. They're trying to get Landon. Landon is supposed to be Hope's man. And Landon is a character who for a long time we didn't know what his supernatural powers were. And turns out to be he's like a phoenix. Anytime he dies, he can just come back to life. Essentially, he is allegedly immortal. But like Hope says, everything has a loophole. That's nature's way of keeping the balance. So, and right now that's supposed to be our love interest, Landon. Now, here's the deal. Remember Hope's love interest from the originals? Now, that was more along the lines of who I think her man should look like, who her boo should be. Not Landon, insecure, kind of corny, just, I don't know. He's a little boy. And I guess he's fine for that type space and time. But I think if Hope's old beau, who essentially got Hope's mom killed because he was raised to believe that like werewolves or that hybrid that Hope was, or where Hope's mom was, that they were like, I don't know, some type of evil beings. Like, you're a vampire. How are you even more evil than this being? Like, come on, stop playing. But anyway, so that's her ex-boo. And she's kind of resolved this. She's like, he was raised by a bad woman. His mom was a jerk. So that's why he turned out that way. But he's better now. He's a better person. But that's who I see her with, somebody like that long term. Lana's got to go. He's not man enough for her. Leave it alone. All right. Enough about Legacies. Very good job, CW, with season 1 of Legacies. I can't wait to see season 2. My mom and I actually talked about the show, so that's when you know you're doing well. All right, next thing I want to talk to you about. Roswell. I was all excited about the Roswell reboot. I kind of talked about it briefly on 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm not going to get into too many details, but I do want to discuss a couple things on there. I want to discuss Michael Guerin and his bisexuality on the show, and I want to discuss the Liz Ortega, the new Liz Parker. Liz. All right, so let's hit Liz first because she's be the shortest. All right, Liz is in love with Max. Right now, there's no love triangle. Like, there's no other chick in Max's life except that cop chick that he was sleeping with. And she'll play. I think she's going to come back in here too. Just think of her as Tess 2.0, except no alien powers. And Max is in love with Liz again. Great. And Max is finally forgiven. No, Liz is finally forgiven Max for hiding from her that basically his sister is somewhat, in some shape or form responsible for her sister's death. Okay, that's kind of it. Liz is still a scientist, so that's cool, and we don't see her in the diner, so I really like that. I really like how they've completely like stopped showing her dad because nobody cares. No one cares about her parents, so stop showing them. We didn't care about him in the original Roswell, even though we saw them, and that was good enough. But we definitely don't care about them now that they're in their 20s. Like, don't show their parents. So now they've got her working in a hospital as a scientist, and I love that. I also love how Kyle Valenti, whose dad, no, let's not do his dad. Kyle Valenti, the guy who plays Kyle Valenti, played Tyler in Vampire Diaries, which is what Originals was spun off, and Originals was spun off from that to Legacy. So I think Tyler was in Originals too. It showed up at one point. So now he's over here in Roswell World, and I love that character. I love the guy that plays Tyler, and now he plays Kyle Valenti, and he does a great job. So that could be a love triangle between Kyle, Liz, and Max, or it could be Max, his cop side chick, I don't even know her name, and Liz. So there's a couple different like love matches. So I'm curious to see how that plays out because Kyle could end up with the blonde police chick. They're both it could be. I'm here to watch it. I'm excited about that. The other thing that's interesting is Michael and Maria and Michael and Alex. So Michael is now a bisexual alien. So you know, he's already been sleeping with Alex. He slept with Alex a couple times back in high school, and now is kind of grown adults. And he slept with Maria as a grown adult. Now, the problem is Maria did not know that Michael had already slept with Alex and probably didn't know that Michael was bisexual or gay, whatever he wants to call himself. So when she found out through Alex that basically, hey, you slept with the guy I've been crushing on and already sleeping with and have a kind of a weird relationship with anyway, she's like, oh my God, Alex, I'll never do it again. She lied. She liked it. She'll do it again. And that'll be a source of contention for her and Alex. Because I really think she's into Michael. And I think Michael is undecided. He's probably like, well, why can't I sleep with y'all both? You'll learn soon. Okay, leave your comments below. Don't forget, share, like, subscribe. All right, as always, I'm Sarita, your one and only sci-fi diva. See you next time. Bye.